The 50 best places to retire in the U.S. Each state by state. Admit, you're a sucker for these lists. I am. I can't lie. I said I don't want to do a video on this, but I said I think it's interesting. I said if I'm a sucker for it, you might be, and you might find it interesting as well. So we'll probably divide these up into the top 10 or something like that. But we'll go not top 10, state by state. But it'll be fun. It's a Kiplinger article, and I just saw it the other day, and I said I could do a video on it because it's fun to do this stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. These lists always. That's why I always say the top 8 things, the top 14, because people are drawn to lists, my friend. People are drawn to lists. It's a human nature, and thus it creates clickbait, which this certainly is. But anyway, Dateline in 2018, the 50 best places to retire in the U.S. from Kiplinger, and it just goes state by state, at least I recall. So let's read this. Some states are better than others when it comes to how they rank as retirement destinations, based on critical financial factors, but where you ultimately choose to retire doesn't always come down to dollars and cents. Indeed, the top reason people move is to be closer to family. I completely, 100% agree with that. I'll tell you, I always talk to retirees and say, where are you going to move? Wherever the grandkids are. I hear that 100 times out of 100. It's funny, man, and I completely agree. So luckily, no matter which state you land for retirement, there's a promising place to settle down. We pinpointed one great retirement destination in each state that offers attractive advantages for retirees, taking into account living costs, safety, median incomes, poverty rates for retirement age residents, as well as residents' sense of well-being and the availability of recreational and healthcare facilities. So let's find out. I will say a couple things too, is that on these, what we found is the vast majority of people do not actually move. We hear all the time, people are fleeing California. There's a few, but the vast majority of people retire in place. Not maybe in that house, but they retire in essentially their county they're in right now, just where the comfort level is. And I did last year, I read a study from some folks up in Canada, the University of Toronto, and they did what makes retirees happy, happiest. And the one thing was having a sense of community, homogenous. And everyone thinks that means it's racist. No, it's just homogenous. People who are like you, the people like to be around with people who are like them. They had, in this case, there's just lots of activities, a homogenous society. In this case, it was church-related, a lot of church, but volunteership in particularly easy to drive. The commute wasn't big and things of that nature. I thought that was incredibly interesting. Even though in the place they looked at in Canada, I forgot what it was. It wasn't a huge destination that you would think about retirees, but it was the happiest place because homogenous, it wasn't huge traffic, a lot of church-related facility activities and whatnot. And I'm missing something else too. The cost of living is pretty cheap as well. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So Huntsville, Alabama. Again, this isn't number one. It's Alabama. So it'll be Alaska next. Man, I tell you, I've always loved Huntsville. I've been there a couple of times. 404. Man, it's bigger than I would have thought. 444,000 people. Share of population 65 and over is 13.7%, and the cost of living is about 5% below the national average. Average income for households 65 and above, and again, I always worry about averages because it can skew it on the high end, but still, it's what we're using, about 50,000, a little bit more than $50,000. And Alabama is very, very tax friendly, that's for sure. What I tell you, Alabama is a wonderful place to look at retirement because you got the Orange Beach down south, just incredible Pensacola-ish beaches on that panhandle. It's freaking awesome. You got Huntsville in the mountains to the north. You got everything. It's freaking awesome. I love Alabama. You got the ending or the beginning, however you want to look at the Appalachian Trail right there, or the Appalachian Mountains right there. It's Appalachia. It's Appalachia, right? Appalachia. I can't remember. Someone told me. Anyway, you got the beginning of the mountains, pine trees, lakes. Alabama's a great place to retire. It's one of the 10 cheapest states where you want to retire. Absolutely, Alabama is. You got AA minor league. The Huntsville Stars, I don't think they're AA, but they have minor league hockey. I think they have minor league baseball. I think they even have minor league hockey. You got University of Alabama, Huntsville up there. Again, the Marshall Space Flight Center, Redstone Arsenal. Yep, I'm a huge fan. It's booming. It's booming without question. Anchorage, Alaska is the one for Alaska here. Let's see what we got here. Share of population, only 9.1% of Anchorage is over 65. Well above the national average for cost of living. Average household is about $62,000. Older folks don't seem too interested in facing the last frontier in retirement. Only 9.1% of the entire state's population is 65 and above. Wow. Compared to 14.5% of the whole U.S. But if you crave adventure and don't mind long winters and vast swaths of wilderness, it pays to live in Alaska. All right, let's see. And residents can certainly use the extra cash from the fuel fund they have because cost of living in Alaska are quite high. Phoenix, Arizona is a place in Arizona, so we'll probably we'll figure this out. Phoenix is the best place in AZ. I challenge that to some degree, but I lived in Phoenix. My firstborn was in Phoenix, and we got married in Cave Creek, Arizona, so I'm familiar. I always like Fountain Hills out there in the suburbs. Fountain Hills, when we were there, was just starting to grow, and I don't know what this is 20 more than 20 years ago now, 22 years ago. And I remember going to Fountain Hills. I loved it out there, but just too hot for this old buddy. 5% cost of living below the national average. Percentage of households over 65 is 14.2, which isn't shocking. Arizona is mixed state for tax friendliness. Undoubtedly, many of you have considered Arizona for its retiree-friendly climate and beautiful natural scenery. I don't think it's retiree-friendly climate at all. It's freaking hot, man. But it's a dry heat. Yeah, put your head in an oven. That's a dry heat, too, and it's not very comfortable, that's for sure. And in the summertime, you can't go outside. And if it's not natural. Phoenix offers a pocket of affordability plus typically higher incomes. And being the capital city, you can find plenty of attractions. You got Scottsdale to the east, to the west. You got Tempe, which is ASU, Arizona State. To the south, you got 17, the Squaw Peak. I think they changed the name from Squaw Peak because it's so offensive. Route 51 going up there. It's freaking beautiful. No other way around that. I'm a fan. It's too hot for me. Never been to Arkansas. Fayetteville, I've been through, but never been of anything. Fayetteville, that's where University of Arkansas is, if memory serves. Wow, that's got a population of 500,000. That just seems high to me. Huntsville, 440. That must be the regional. How much they say Phoenix got? Like 2 million, right? 4.5 million in Phoenix. They must be doing the metropolitan area. 12.1% of the population in Fayetteville is over 65. Arkansas is not tax friendly. The average income here is right under $50,000. The metro area of Fayetteville, which includes that's what they are, metro area. Springdale, Rogers, and Bentonville offers low cost but plenty of attractions. Ozark Mountains offers residents outdoor recreation and natural wonder to enjoy, while the downtown area and home to the University of Arkansas provides all kinds of things. That's pretty cool. Locals seem happy with what they have at their fingertip as it ranks 11th for community well-being on the Gallup polls. There you go. Carlsbad, California. That is just gorgeous. Look at that. Man, imagine. It's just freaking awesome. Don't know where it is. Population of 3.3 million. 12.5% is above 65, and the cost of living is 46% above the national average. So the average income here is $63,000. State tax for retirees is mixed. As part of the San Diego metro area. Okay, so Carlsbad itself is 115,000. Small city feel with easy access to big city amenities. It has a vibrant cultural community, oceanside living, and sunny climate. Plus, there are 25 parks, nearly 50 miles of hiking trails, and a full calendar of artsy offerings. Of course, you'll have to be able to afford it because, like much of California, which sports the second highest cost of living in the country behind only Hawaii, the median home value in the U.S. is $184, but in California it's $409. In Carlsbad, $674. Hold on just a second. Let me pause real quick. Hold on. Tax credits just texted. So when the tax credit text, I text back. Denver is the best place in Colorado. Denver just seemed pretty expensive to me too. 2.8 million. That doesn't make sense. You can tell me, I don't know. That's the metropolitan areas. That seems a lot smaller than I would have thought. Share of population in Denver is 11.6% over 65. Cost of living is 12% above the national average. I was offered a job with TIA Cref in Denver, of all places, back in 1998 or 1999 when I was still working at Vanguard. And we were in Phoenix, my wife and I. And we went up there looking around. I said, man, this place is about, it was significantly more expensive than Phoenix. I said, and TIA was going to give me a little bit of a bounce. I think I was making like $35,000 at Vanguard. I think TIA was going to make me $45,000. So it was a pretty significant bounce from the amount I was making. but the houses weren't. I mean, the houses were significantly more expensive and much higher commute. We were living in the city of Phoenix, and I said, "This is crazy." And it wasn't. I was stunned how expensive it was back then. So I guess coming from Phoenix, it gave me a different perspective because Arizona was cheaper, and I don't think it's the case so much. And when Denver's 12% above the national average, the average income for households is $65,000. Again, $60,000. Again, that's households above the age of 65. Ranks fourth in the United Health Foundation's senior health rankings, and Denver plays a healthy role in that rating. Indeed, the Milken Institute, a think tank, ranked the metro area as the 12th best big city for successful aging, in large part due to Denver's healthy and active senior population. And you'll get to vote for the communists, who literally just won an election as on the Denver City Council. That's awesome. Other strengths, well, you know all the other strengths. I mean, it's just Denver's. I mean, it's just freaking awesome, man. I will never live there, but it looks fantastic. Denver Metro is home to more than 25 healthcare facilities per 1,000 seniors, compared to just 19 per 1,000 in the U.S. So you can definitely get lots of seniors healthcare facilities in Denver, more so than the average. Oh, Niantic, Connecticut. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, never heard of it. We'll see. Man, 3,000 people is what I'm talking about. But yet the cost of living is 24% above the national average. Well, that's going to be because it's in Connecticut. 29.5% of the population is above 65. See, I think that might get kind of boring. I mean, I don't know. It just seems to me if you're in one of these, it just seems to me, I don't know. But yeah, I like kids running around, man. We got some neighbors up here. They got, 4 little munchkins, and I love watching them walking. They're the funniest kids you've ever seen. I love watching them walk down the street. We always, pal around and stuff. It's fun. The idea of living in a neighborhood you don't have that would suck. 2 hours from both Boston and New York. Of course, Connecticut is least tax friendly. Who knew? It offers a quiet and cozy retirement destination. The small town on the Long Island Sound covers only 3.5 square miles, but offers many attractions for retirees. Being a seaside village, it has ample opportunities for water activities, the yacht club, other sailboat races throughout the summer. The coast of Connecticut is known to be a high-cost area, and Niantic is no exception, but it's more affordable than other nearby places such as Mystic. What's Mystic Pizza? Mystic Pizza or something, right? The median home value in Niantic is $283, but more affordable than Mystic, which is $404. So there you go. Delaware is great. One of the best places to retire to, Delaware for sure. And this is called Milford. Don't know where that is. Population 11,000. Again, about 20% of the population is over 65. Cost of living is just a tad bit below the national average. Tax friendly is Delaware. If you're thinking about heading to one of Delaware's popular beach towns for retirement, brace yourself for sticker shock because there ain't much. Better yet, consider it instead the more affordable Milford, about 40 miles north of Bethany Beach, has a median home value of $175, well below the median of Bethany Beach of $477. Wow. The small inland city is about 10 miles from Slaughter Beach, so you can enjoy some waterfront views in town along the Mispillion River. Downtown, there are all kinds of restaurants and boutiques, as well as a museum and riverfront theater where you can watch old movies and things of that nature. That sounds pretty cool. All right, we'll stop right there. So we'll come back to the other ones here. We'll start with Florida and keep going down. So I'd love to hear your comments. Like I know some of you all live in Connecticut, for instance. Do you agree with Niantic? For you all who are from the Delaware Valley area, maybe Maryland, Delaware, Southeast PA. Do you know anything about, obviously, Southern Jersey, about Milford, Delaware? So I'd love to hear your Carlsbad. I mean, that just sounds expensive, but who knows? You might have some opinions on that. So share them with the crew here. All right, thanks now.